Hey, what's going on? This is part two of the interview with Alex Drew from ODYS Global. In part one, we talked about premium age domains, and in this part, we're going to talk about live in-person events. And if you missed part one, be sure to check it out. They sort of stand alone, but listen to them in order. It might flow a little bit better. And we'll put links so that you could connect with Alex online. Maybe you'll see him at a live event and that sort of thing. Without further ado, I will send it to the episode. I'm subscribed to your email list, and I think I follow you guys on Instagram, wherever I could follow you. I follow you guys over at ODYS. And
Thanks.
I keep seeing you at events. So you guys are setting up a booth, or you're hanging out with some other folks that I know, and you go to a ton of events. So what keeps you going back to these events? What's the value in these in-person events?
Beyond branding, beyond just meeting new people, I think that the most important thing and the most valuable part is actually networking and getting to meet people that you've met online, strengthening those relationships. And it doesn't even have to be business talk. In fact, the best friends I've made, the best relationships that we've built so far were during like parties, dinners, breakfast, lunches, just random events, just drinking coffee, talking about everything under the sun. It's not even required to talk business. Like in fact, the SEO community is very, very friendly. All digital most of them, like 90+%, are very, very friendly, great people. You won't get the corporate vibe at these events. Like everyone is so relaxed, so chill, so keen to meet. And it's actually been a pleasure because we've been aggressively building the brand and growing from so many years, but we haven't really attended events in person until last year in May, when we've been to our first one. It looked like it's been forever, but not really. Like we've been paying a lot of people a lot of money to have ODYS present at the events, but we haven't really gone in person until last year. And I've been blown away by how many people ends up, getting close to us, thanking us for building the brand, shaking our hands, exchanging details, sharing their phone numbers, sharing their stories. There have been so many stories involving our domains that I had no idea about, making people lots of money. And that is a very fulfilling experience. And it goes beyond business, money, building a company. That's of a more social nature. And we are social human beings. I mean, we need other people to interact to. So I think it's a great opportunity. Plus, especially attending events, the international ones, gives you the chance to meet people from all over the world. Like if you go to very niche events or very local events, you don't get that chance. But when you get to bigger events, that is a great opportunity. So that's why we're attending and we'll keep attending. And in fact, there is an ROI for these events, but it doesn't directly correlate with sales, at least not immediately. And after this last one, either it's me accidentally hearing it somewhere, but it kind of I kind of got it into my brain. I couldn't get rid of it. It's like, and it said, and I've actually posted it on Facebook. It said, people hate being sold, but they love working with friends. So invest in relationships. So, and that was so like enlightening to me at some point, like it's worth like building these relationships further. So that's one of the reasons why we keep doing it, and we'll be doing it for the foreseeable future.
You pretty much took my next question with that very concise summary. And the question was going to be, it seems counterintuitive that some of the most valuable times are when you're not talking about business. And you're probably not talking about business for the majority of the time that you're there. You're just building relationships, you're making friends. And I'll just keep riffing a little bit. I know personally, when I sort of reframed it as I'm just building a relationship, making friends, hanging out, it's more fun anyway. But you never know when the business opportunity might pop up, or it might be two connections away, right? So someone knows that you're into domaining and you have a marketplace, And maybe there's just a couple introductions that need to be made. So you might never do a business deal with a lot of the people that you're making friends with, but they know other people, and then you kind of just expand your network. So it's very clear when you take a step back, and if you're not in a hurry and you're thinking, hey, I'm just going to meet people, good people, and maybe there'll be some opportunity in the future, but you're not even thinking that. You're just thinking, we're going to get out here and meet some cool people. Now, Alex, are you more of an extroverted person or introverted? How do you describe yourself, or somewhere in the middle? Just spectrum, right?
I think somewhere in the middle, because for instance, I don't really like loud parties. So if it ends up being like a very loud party, I'll probably hang around for 30 minutes to an hour and say hello to a few people, have a few drinks, and then I'm gone. But at the same time, I really enjoyed masterminds. So masterminds, and as of recently, throughout the last year, like most of the events that we've attended, that's Matt Diggity's Chug My SEO and Matt Singer's at Your Mastery Summit, they've been able to pull off some really great masterminds. So the format is very simple. You end up in groups of 5 to 6 people. Then you end up introducing yourself and sharing your experience, then stating 1 or 2 issues that the entire group is trying to give feedback on or help you solve. And beyond just getting feedback on the problem that you have, it's building up some really great relationships. So regardless if you're an introvert or extrovert, that provides tremendous value that you simply cannot get otherwise. Like, it's almost impossible to get it otherwise from somebody else, because all those people are so close to your industry and to whatever you're doing. So I don't think like I'm meeting so many, like I'm in touch with so many people that openly call themselves introverts, and I'm never going to attend a conference. I'm never going to meet someone in person. The main reason why I run an online business is because I don't like hanging out with people. This myth kind of pops the minute you're there. And all of a sudden, you end up being surrounded by awesome people, talking to them. And to some extent, I think most of them think of themselves as introverts. But in that particular time frame, throughout the event, it just kind of fades away for it. It may be stressful for someone, but it fades away the moment you realize those are people just like me. They're not different.
I've seen a room full of people that say they're introverted, just talk all night and hang out, and they're the most extroverted introverts I've ever seen in my life. And one other piece, I know I'm probably in the middle as well. Like, I don't like too loud of a party unless I have too many drinks, and then I need to get out of there anyway. As I'm getting older, I'm learning that. But you can pick the size of group that you want to hang out with. So sometimes it's just one-on-one, and there's going to be other people that can meet you right where you're at. And they're like, it's a little loud in here. Why don't we step away? And maybe it'll be 2 or 3 other people. And a lot of introverts, I think, because I used to identify as an introvert, and then I realized I don't need to put a label on myself. I can do whatever I need to do. But they're so welcoming that the anxiety, even if you're an introvert, kind of melts away. And if most people are okay dealing one-on-one or with a very small group, so you could pick what you want to do. You don't have to be like the life of the party. You just need to be able to chat with like 1 or 2 people, and that's 100% fine. No one's paying attention to you anyway, right? No one really cares if you're in the big group or not in the big group. So
that's very accurate. In fact, one thing that I've been actively doing during the past year is whenever we're flying somewhere to an event, I've been just tweeting or just posting on Facebook, hey, I'll be around, this city, this event for the time being. If you want to meet up, just ping me. And I've been able to do up to 10 meetings during an event that are not connected to the event. So these come from, business owners, digital marketers who don't necessarily want to attend the event, but they're around. So they're keen to meet for breakfast. They're keen to meet for coffee. They're keen to meet for have dinner, invite to their place, hang around, exchange ideas, just build those relationships. Now, another thing, even if you're attending the event, there are so many places where you can actually hang around and have a chat one-on-one, except the event itself. Like, you're in a hotel, you're in a big place, you can go anywhere. There are restaurants, there are coffee places. You can go outside, you can go across the street, go to a Starbucks and just chat over there. It's not really necessary to be physically present in that conference if you don't enjoy it, even though I haven't seen too many people that do not enjoy it. As you said, like, it just fades away right away.
Yeah. One thing I'm disappointed, Kyle Roof invited me to speak at, is it SEO Estonia? Is that
Correct. In June, yes. Yes, we'll be there.
and I was so disappointed. We had some other travel plans that conflicted, but I told Kyle, invite me again. But I want to visit that part of the world. I want to meet you and the team and everything, but I won't be able to attend. So I'm pretty disappointed in that. But I would encourage people to check it out. It's coming up before too long. I believe it's in June 2024. But it looks
Correct.
like a blast and maybe the perfect time of year to be in that neck of the woods, right?
Yep. Yep. No, it's a great event. It would be very cool to have you there.
So maybe next year, when I was looking at flights, I was like, well, this is not going to be a short trip. I want to make sure I spend some time in various areas up there that I have not been able to visit. That's a great part of the world that I want to get to. So, okay, before we wrap it up, the March updates, especially in the content site world, really shook things up. And a lot of people were sort of scrambling. And I chatted with one or two people that have attended some events recently, and they felt the vibe was a little bit different. You know, there have been times where people they're flourishing, you know, they're making money hand over fist. Everything's great. They could do no wrong, which is always, you know, people need to be cautious when they get that feeling, by the way. But things have changed a little bit. So what's the feeling out there as you've attended a couple events here recently?
Well, I'd say it's mixed because I've been sitting at the same table with Jason Hennessy, who has an agency. And like, I think they're doing like, I think like he mentioned they're doing like 15 million to 20 million this year with client SEO. And he's one of the best SEOs I've met in my life. And he really knows what SEO is and how to rank sites. Now, some people may say, I don't want to deal with clients. I hate dealing with clients. I don't like the way he does business made me want to start an agency side of ODYS, really. Like it was so inspiring. So I think the problem is also in diversifying because so many people say, I'm an affiliate marketer. I don't deal with clients. I don't want to pick up the phone. I don't want to call anyone. And then you get obliterated by these updates. Like smart folks, I'd call them smart mainly because they see SEO as knowledge that they can apply anywhere. They take clients as consulting. They run their own affiliate websites. They have their own brands. They have their own clients. So they use knowledge as skills. They use knowledge to just implement whatever they know for people that request it. So those people, their sentiment, I haven't really seen that it's been affected to some like extent. It's more like, again, the traditional affiliate and content marketers who are a little bit sad, unfortunately, because some of them indeed have lost 90% of their income overnight. But in some of the cases, like when you go to these events and you meet people like Jason Hennessy and other like successful agency owners, you do realize that, well, if they're doing it, I could be able to do it as well. And it's not just me, like even the affiliate marketers, and some are finding light at the end of the tunnel and they're able to kind of rethink the entire strategy and say, well, I don't mind taking 5-10 clients, maybe. And that could be like a real solid revenue stream for me. And I could probably reattempt to build my affiliate websites in a different manner. They might get affected, but it's a risk I can afford to take. So more or less, I think that the sentiment is spreading like a virus, but I see more optimism at the end of the day. Because we're all entrepreneurs somewhere here. And regardless of how bad it is, we will still have more faith in a potential positive outcome and try to get it done rather than accept that we've been brought to our knees. So in most of these cases, the feeling of hope and of a better future, it's what ends up coming from meeting these great people. And to be honest, it's a really great feeling of being surrounded by people that are more successful than you, that haven't been hammered like you did. And that gives you hope. So overall, the sentiment, I wouldn't call it bad. There are some people who had very niche focused businesses which got hit, but overall, there is plenty to learn for them included as well.
I haven't seen this play out exactly, but I think this will probably happen. So I'm fairly deep in the content site world, although over time I sort of de-risked myself and, sort of diversified what I was working on. But in this situation, when everything is sort of flipped upside down, it kind of levels the playing field. So I think of like someone who is just getting started with maybe content sites and SEO, and maybe they were following someone who, unfortunately, maybe they lost 90% of their traffic. Things have changed, and I think it levels the playing field. So if someone is starting off at the beginning, they may be at a little bit of an advantage because they don't have the preconceived notions of the way things were in 2016 or sometime in the past. And there's this huge field of opportunity because there are a lot of people with a lot of SEO or other marketing skills, and they don't know how to deploy it, right? The business models have changed. Maybe they're going to start an agency. Maybe they're going to shift it over to some area where SEO skills are very valuable, but it's not the same business model. So I think there's a huge amount of opportunity. We just don't know how it's going to shake out here. So again, no question, but if you have any comments on that, I'd love to hear it.
So the question, like, is content marketing dead? Is affiliate marketing dead? Not really. Like, you have to adapt. And one common problem, what I keep saying, is the lack of skin in the game. So again, the crowd, and I call them a crowd, a group of people which said, I don't want to deal with clients, therefore I won't be building an agency, I won't be consulting anyone. And even more, I just want to build a website. I don't want to deal with anyone. I'm an introvert. Now, Google doesn't necessarily like that because they want sites that solve a problem and not just informationally. And the advice I'd give is try to rethink the overall strategy. Like, if you're an informational website, even if a travel niche, how about you create an e-commerce side of the business, selling like souvenirs, for instance, selling consulting. Actually, there is a niche for selling travel consulting. Like, I would explain how to navigate, I don't know, like some African country that I have lots of experience with, where I could put you in touch with some local people there. So there are definitely opportunities to be tapped into. And another, so the e-commerce side of the business, one of our most successful clients that has up to 7 301 redirects, like, he owns a lawn care business. Now, he provides lawn care as a service in a certain state in US. He owns a training course where people sign up a lawn and learn how to start a lawn care business. He also has an e-commerce side of the business where he actually sells weed killers, insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers. And for products that he's not able to fulfill directly through the e-commerce side of the business. And that's on one single website, by the way. He has an affiliate side where he actually reviews products from Amazon and say, I'm not able to fulfill it, but you need it in your lawn care business, so click here to buy it. And his website keeps going up, but he has a 60,000+ subscribers on his YouTube channel. He's active on social media. It's a real brand. So he's making money from his course. He's making money from affiliate marketing. He's making money from the products he fulfills. And I don't think that, I think it's job shipping, but it doesn't even matter. So I think about, like, if there is no service you provide because you don't want to actually sell something to someone, you don't want to treat it as a service, most likely, like, you will be hammered again during the next update. So treat it more as a business, like, build like a real brand feeling towards the site that you're building, and, start getting along with people who might be your customers. You never know.
That's a great spot to end it. I want to tell people where they could find you and everything, but I always want to give you an opportunity to mention anything that you want to close out with, or if you want to mention any specific new services or things that you're doing over at ODYS. I'll just leave the floor open, and Alex, you could share those things.
Not really. As of recently, I've been reconsidering the overall approach to marketing, and I've been listening to Gary Vee. So Gary Vee used to say, like, the best marketing aims to do 2 things: entertain or educate. Like, if you're trying to pitch someone something where they're trying to get educated or just have fun listening to this podcast, most likely it won't work. So people know me. I'm the founder of a domaining business, mainly focuses on H domain. You can find me on social media, Alex ODYS Global, very easy to find. And yeah, if you want to buy or sell age domains, go to ODYS Global. But that's really like the goal in this podcast was not to pitch anything. It's more like to hang around and have a great chat around SEO, business, and life. To be honest.
Very good. Alex, it's always fun to catch up. So we'll link up and make sure people can find all of your socials out there. And I'll give a plug for y'all's YouTube channel. You guys do a weekly kind of a round table. Yes. Very cool. I've been on it a couple times, but people can sign up for the email list to be informed when you guys are going live. And it's over there on YouTube. And like always, people can go through the back catalog and check out their favorite SEO personality. But there's usually like 3 or 4 people on there. So a lot of fun, a lot of good discussion.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks to Alex, and be sure to check out ODYS Global, the source for premium age domains. And if you have any questions or comments, or you want to connect with him a little bit further, you can follow the links in the description. He's a very approachable, very cool guy, and always a pleasure to catch up with him. If you dig the show, please leave a review out there. It really helps out as far as giving people the confidence to want to check out more episodes or download their very first one. And if you know someone that could benefit from one of the shows, then please share it. Word of mouth is one of the best ways to help grow a podcast, and I really do appreciate your support. And we'll catch you on the next episode.